There aren't many on the market these days with a scope as grand as Destiny's. With all the hype surrounding the shared open world shooter, Bungie set themselves a task that was definitely going to be hard to pull off. Bringing an MMO to the console market is a challenge in itself. Between blending the online PvP, massive open world missions, and first person shooting combat, it may have been a little bit too much for the developers at Bungie. From the moment your AI comrade, Ghost, voiced by Peter Dinklage, revives you from your deep slumber, you immediately experience how gorgeous and well crafted the world around you is. After you quickly learn the ropes of how the game plays, the universe begins to open up. The worlds created in Destiny are a sight to behold. The mysterious giant sphere, known only as the Traveller, a being that sits above Earth and mysteriously helps the last city standing thrive and stay alive, is a brilliant setup to what could be an intriguing story. Unfortunately, Destiny delivers an underwhelming and vapid storyline that will put your Guardian on a journey to save the Traveller, which seems only as a vessel to get your Guardian from planet to planet, mission to mission, and to duke it out in some magnificent firefights with 4 enemy races. Despite the weak story, traversing the different environments in which the game is set is breathtaking, and granting me the ability to summon my speeder bike almost any time I want when in the vast open landscapes was an absolute treat. What makes Destiny such a special entity is the shared open world that Bungie has created. As you roam across the beautifully crafted open environments of the Earth, Moon, Mars, and Venus, you encounter other players just going about their business. I especially love the moments when I'd accidentally bitten off more than I could chew, battling enemies that were way above my level and having a hard time doing it. Next thing I knew, a friendly guardian who sees that I'm in trouble swoops in, launches off his speeder bike, takes down the deadly foes before me, gives me a polite wave, then jumps on his speeder bike and melts into the distance. Even though these encounters with other players did feel natural and special in their own way, the fact that I was unable to interact with these players by anything more than a wave, a point, or a nice little boogie was quite unsatisfying. Strike missions are one of the highlights of Destiny, and along with the upcoming and announced raids, they will act as a way to team up with your friends and eat up hours of fun even when the credits have rolled. At launch, there is only a couple of strike missions on each planet, which can make them become a little repetitive quickly, especially if you're in search of that endgame gear. The RPG elements that are present in Destiny are a great way to make your Guardian feel unique and powerful, allowing you to create a character from 3 different races, 3 different classes, and upgrade and customize your gear and guns. Even though each class has their own unique set of abilities, overall they don't really feel that different. They all have the ability to wield the small amount of weapon types, and the class-specific gear that they can wear has similar upgrades, which makes it feel more of an aesthetic upgrade than a class-specific advantage. Gear is an important part of Destiny, and grinding to get that special item is one of the aspects that will have you playing long into the night. As your Guardian discovers rarer gear, you will notice that each item or piece of armor can be upgraded. Destiny also comes with its own PvP multiplayer in the way of the Crucible. Although it is fun to bound around the multiplayer maps with your all-powerful Guardian, some key factors that were somehow not included may steer the multiplayer purists away and leave them with a sour taste in their mouth. Leaving out the ability to create private lobbies between friends and customize the small amount of modes is definitely a misstep at launch, although hopefully these issues will be rectified in the near future. It is evident with a lot of MMOs that the real game starts when the level cap is hit. Grinding for gear is what keeps you interested, and updates and upcoming events is what keeps players invested long into the future. Sadly, the amount of content at the moment just isn't enough to keep the game from getting stale so early. The problem with Destiny is that it isn't really sure what it wants to be. Being so many things at once is a blessing and a curse, hitting the mark at some points and dropping the ball at others. Despite the brilliant gameplay that Bungie are known for, everything else just doesn't feel complete. Not enough content, lackluster story, missing out some key features of the Crucible, just ultimately leaves you feeling disappointed, especially with the ambitious and grand scope that we were promised. Despite it not completely hitting the mark straight off the bat, there is still a lot to love about Destiny. The environments and gameplay are satisfying, and seeing where this game goes next is very intriguing. We give it a 7.5 out of 10.